also?
Yeah.
Okay.
A very good morning. It's very pleasant today. Uh, Students, we are yet today together for this webinar Turning Point. And today I extend my gratitude and acknowledge. Good morning, sir. We are joined by our speaker today, VK Singh, sir. Sir, you can change your name, rename yourself because it is reflecting my name over there.
And how do I do that?
Yeah, Pradeep sir is going to help you, sir.
Sir, you can click on the right side of your laptop.
Okay.
So there 3 dots are there. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good
I
morning.
was just expressing my gratitude and gratitude to my colleagues and who are in my team for this Turning Point webinar, who are supporting me. One is Dr. Sumit Chaudhary. He is always here to generate the link and help me in the technical any problems we have and we may face. And I am supported by two another colleagues of mine. They are Dr. Haren Giri Gosai and Dr. Gyan Chandra Eppa. They actually invite students, they spread this word among students to join, they motivate them, they support them when it comes to introduction of the speaker as well to propose the vote of thanks. So they are silently working behind the curtains. So today I thought that I must acknowledge them as well. They are very, very, keeping all the records also, who all spoke on what day and what was the topic and how many students were present and how it went. So all these things, are maintained by my colleagues, Dr. Gyan Chandra Eppa and Haren Giri Gosai. And now we are connected with Abhinan sir also. We always have the precedence that Abhinan sir opens a very opening remark and followed by Pradeep sir. And then we have introduction by the student body of the speaker, that is yours, sir. And then we give the charge to you. So now I quickly invite Abhinan sir to please kickstart.
नम्रता जी, आपने पहला नाम क्या बताया था? सुमित?
हाँ जी, सुमित सर ये हमारे साथ ज्वाइन है सर.
सुमित
is our head of computer science and engineering, a very young budding engineer, and a very good faculty, very popular in computer science and engineering.
Okay.
And we always love him
सुमित जी,
because of his.
श्री गिरीश, सुमित जी, अभिनंदन जी और ज्ञानचंद जी, नमस्कार आप सभी लोगों को.
अभिनंदन सर आप थोड़ा टेस्ट कर रहे थे, दो जगह आप दिखाई दे रहे थे.
नहीं, एक ही जगह हूँ अभी. Yeah, with some network issues. So then I had to connect both from mobile and laptop.
Sir,
so good morning to you.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, VK Singh ji, for sparing your time. And I love to listen more on leadership skills. That's my favorite topic. And you always, the leaders are the one who drives any important business. And in even the society also, the changes, if you look at the old style from Mahatma Gandhi to Nelson Mandela to our recent Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, it is the leadership which drives everything. And leaders are the ones who make leaders and they take the opportunity to the next level. And specifically in these uncertain times, when we are facing the world, the COVID is an uncertain time, we require more role models. We require more of action learning. We require more of personality traits, which our students can imbibe and we take it to the next level. And I would not like to take more time, but there are some few things which I like, the leadership skills, like they need to have visioning skills, bada vision chahiye, because, chota vision mein nahi chalega. Then they need to be very good at connectivity, that is more important for them. So they need to be inventing. Innovation has to be there in part of it, or maybe sense making. बहुत सारे लीडर्स में देखता हूँ सेंस मेकिंग नहीं है, यानी कि आज गवर्नमेंट में जा रहे हैं तो दे आर नॉट एबल टू मेक नेटवर्किंग कनेक्शन, एक्सप्लोर सिस्टम्स, कन्वर्ट दैट इनटू इट. तो दैट स्किल्स इज मोर ऑन रिक्वायरिटी. एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट ह्यूमिलिटी. यानी आज जैसे रतन टाटा का कुछ एग्जांपल आया था अभी, इट इज क्वाइट गोइंग वायरल ऑन अदर सोशल मीडियाज, वेयर ही विजिटेड हिज एक्स एम्प्लॉय व्हेन ही इज इल इन पुणे. So these are the skills which happens, and every student of our university, they must learn the leadership traits, because आगे जाके अगर entrepreneur बनना है, you go into any of the organization, you will require these skills. And thanks to VK Singh ji, you have chosen a right topic. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinand sir. I invite Pradeep sir just for 2 minutes of, and then perhaps I'll give spotlight to VK Singh sir. But my student also wish to introduce VK Singh sir. Yes, over to Pradeep.
Good morning, all panel members. Good morning, VK Singh sir, and good morning, Abhinand ji. Good morning, Dr. Namrata. Good morning, Dr. Sumit. बहुत अच्छा मौका है एक्चुअली आज सुनने का, क्योंकि हम उनसे सुनने जा रहे हैं जिन्होंने, जो बोलते हैं ना, स्वाभाविक या कुदरती जो नेतृत्व क्षमता होती है, जो नेचुरल लीडरशिप है, क्योंकि लीडर्स बहुत तरह के होते हैं। कई होते हैं बाय डिफॉल्ट, कई होते हैं बाय डिजाइन, कुछ लोग सिर्फ पद के हिसाब से होते हैं, चूंकि उस पद पे बैठे हैं इसके लिए लोगों को उनको मानना पड़ता है हमारे लीडर्स है। बट कुछ होते हैं स्वाभाविक, अपने आप उनको लोगों को फॉलो करने की इच्छा होती है, या उनको उनके पीछे जाने की, उनके फॉलोअर्स बनने की इच्छा होती है। सो आज हमारा एक सौभाग्य है कि हमको एक ऐसे नेता, मतलब नेतृत्व हमको आज मिलेगा, उनसे सुनने का एक अवसर मिलेगा, जो एक स्वाभाविक उनको मैं बोल सकता हूँ नेचुरल लीडर। सो मैं ज़्यादा समय नहीं लूँगा। सो ओवर टू डॉक्टर नम्रता टू कॉल ए स्टूडेंट फॉर द इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट फ्रॉम द स्टूडेंट।
Yeah, thank you, Pradeep sir. Today we are joined by Devarsh Andharia. He is MSc Bioscience student in semester 1. He will be introducing to VK Singh sir. Devarsh, you can unmute yourself and can start.
Hello, ma'am. Can I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Very good morning to one and all present here. I am Devarsh Andharia and I am from MSc Semester 1 student of Microbiology. It's a great pleasure for me to have an opportunity to introduce today's speaker, Mr. VK Singh. Sir is a chemical engineer from IIT Kanpur and holds an MBA from the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. Sir is a pharma veteran, having worked with Strides Pharma, Emcure Pharma, etc. Sir has wide experience in the formulations, drug delivery, APIs, business development, as well as corporate strategies and mergers and acquisitions. His strength is leading international business with a focus on regulated markets. And today, sir is going to talk to us about leadership. Finally, we are grateful for his presence. Due to his presence, so I would like to welcome VK Singh, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Devarsh. Sir, it's your now turn, sir, and the spotlight comes to you, sir.
I don't know if I'm worthy of spotlight, but yes, whatever it is. Honestly,
it's your humility, sir.
So, honestly speaking, in the few lines, Abhinand ji ne to, he's already, summarized everything that I could have said and I wanted to say. So having said that and having done that, I think I'll have to restructure now, because
No, sir, it is my topic, so it came extempo. And actually speaking, I'm running late, because of this network issue. So I was not able to frame it also properly.
Okay. So how many, so I'm assuming that I'm addressing first year students. Is that right?
Sir, we have a mix of students. They are final year students as well. MSc, microbiology and chemistry. We have engineering students of 6th semester. We have engineering students of 1st semester also, and BSc students of chemistry and bioscience across all semester.
Okay. Okay. So how many people are there on this seminar or conference?
Right now, I can see, sir, 119 have joined, including panelists. Okay. And some are watching from Facebook. Those who have network issues, so they can, join from Facebook also.
Okay. And I'm assuming that out of 119, 19 would be listening.
Sir, it is increasing. It has gone to 122. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. So honestly speaking, I have not prepared any speech, and I have not prepared any presentation, and I have not honestly even structured my thoughts. In a way, it is good. Why I did not do that was that I did not have time. The last few days have been extremely busy. But in a way, it's good that, whatever comes out now, whatever nonsense that I speak and say, that will be extempore. That will be extempore and maybe a little more from the heart and little less from the head. But of course, these youngsters today are very smart. So I'm sure, do they have an option of heckling or interjecting? Does the technology give them this option? No? Okay. Otherwise, somebody would ask me that, why are you here then? Well, the answer to that question, even if you're not asking, the answer to that question is that somebody who's very dear to me and works with my HR, that's Pradeep Singh Rathore, he invited me, and his invitation was more in the form of a summon. So while it was invitation, but it was more of a summon, that I was summoned to speak and to address you youngsters, and therefore I'm here. Sometimes, and I'm assuming that all of you are listening to me very intently, sometimes just by virtue of gray hair, a person feels entitled to address. I hope in my case, that's not true. So, let me start by, just introducing myself. Let me just start by introducing myself. So very briefly, and I'm introducing myself, so that sometimes you want to just fix the person. Who is this person and where is he coming from, right? So if I would say that I was born in Toronto, you will have one impression about me. So it's important that I just, fix the coordinates. Yeah. And you're all engineers and you will understand what I mean by fixing the coordinates. So I was born in Allahabad, and most of my education, including my BTech from IIT Kanpur, was at Kanpur. So my class 1 to my BTech, so you can say class 1 to class 16 was at Kanpur. And I was the first 4-year engineering batch. Before my batch, engineering was all 5 years. And I studied in a Christian missionary school because, as all mothers, my mother also wanted that I should study in an English medium school, where not only the medium of education is English, but you're not allowed to speak in Hindi, because she felt that this was a great business tool. The language is a big business tool. And my father always wanted that I should study in a Hindi school. And this was a conflict that my father and mother continued to have for the 10 years that I was in this English missionary school. And as you know, fathers are more powerful, but mothers win. I don't know how that works. But the mothers win despite the fact that the power is wielded by the father. And since I am speaking on leadership, this dichotomy needs to be resolved. So we have to figure out how to resolve this dichotomy. So I wouldn't say that my parents had the best of marriage, but in those days, marriages were usually not dissolved. They would continue despite having their, ups and downs. So their marriage also continued till the time my mother died a couple of years back. She happened to be a very eminent gynecologist with about 200 publications. So when I would ask an uncle of mine that how do marriages work, so he used to say that all the big decisions have to be taken by men and all the smaller and inconsequential ones have to be taken by women. So I asked him that, which are the big decisions that you take? He says, for example, I let my wife take the decision for, which vacation, which school, which clothes I should wear, which colors go with me, what we should eat, where we should dine out. So all these small decisions I leave to her. So which are the big decisions that you should take as the leader? So as the leader, you have to take the decision of whether America attacks Iran, whether the BJP should come to power, right? So these are the big decisions that men take, and all the smaller decisions are, so my going to which school was a smaller decision. So my mother took that decision and she won in that. But then there was an opportunity. The opportunity was, so as a leader, you have to be very cognizant of when and where and how you get the opportunity. So the opportunity was when I completed my class 10th and I had to prepare for the future steps of my career. One of the options was engineering. My father got the chance and he put me in a Hindi medium school run by the RSS. He was very convinced that I lack sanskar. तो कुछ संस्कार तो सीखेगा. And from a very, very, anglicized environment, I came to a very, very, very different type of environment. I don't know how to qualify that, a very different type of environment. From a place where teachers were admonishing all the time. So that was the style of leadership, where you discipline by rules, where you discipline by fiat, where you discipline by putting people in a structure. From there, I came to an environment where the way things are done or learned is more by example and by making you familiar with the ethos and getting you sensitized to the philosophy behind things and establishing a connect. So from an environment, where teachers were working for a missionary with an agenda, I came to an environment where building children to a certain philosophy or ideology was the primary objective. So I had never known that teachers could come home just to teach you and not expect anything more than a cup of tea. This was completely alien to me. This was foreign. That the vice principal, somebody rings the bell and I open the door and the vice principal of the school is standing and he's asking me, Looney page 91 किया है? IIT में आएगा? Looney page 91. तो खोल के देखा ऐसे लोनी मैथमेटिक्स की किताब, which used to be very, very prevalent and popular in those days, written by a British author. My grandfather studied that, my father studied that, and I was also studying that. देखा लोनी पेज 91 क्या है तो समझ में आया कि अच्छा, लोनी पेज 91 is a formula that can really simplify my life. I mean, what I derive using tens of pages is derived and given in a right form over there. So anyway, so that was that. And after that, I entered IIT and I did my chemical engineering. And my first job was at a company called Shaw Wallace. And I joined Shaw Wallace in Calcutta in the liquor division. I did not like Calcutta, so I asked them to post me somewhere else. So they posted me from Calcutta. They picked me out of Calcutta and they posted me to a place which is next to Kanpur called Bindki, that falls in the constituency of the ex-Prime Minister Vishwanath Pratap Singh. And I was put on the factory shop floor because my boss asked me that you are an engineer from IIT, so we normally don't put you people in shop floor, but unless you are on the shop floor, you will not learn. So to all the students who are listening to me, it is very important that you learn, and you will learn when you are where the action is. So I was in a factory, the action is on the shop floor. If you are in a fighting force, the action is on the field. So you have to be where the action is. So I volunteered. I said, no problem. I'll be in the shift. So when I went into the shift, being an IITian, they were very, very, very careful about not calling me a shift in charge. So they gave me some designation, and from there I come to what Pradeep was saying, positional leadership. That is positional leadership. You get a designation, and there are certain roles, responsibilities, and authorities that flow from that designation, and you feel entitled because of the designation. So of course I felt more powerful than the shift in charges. Now, that is an immaturity that you have at that age. And in one particular instance, the union leader there misbehaved. I still remember his name, Rakesh Singh, by heart a very good guy. And I stood up and I slapped him. I slapped the union leader. I slapped the union leader. So that was, my misplaced sense of authority, because slapping the union leader means an India-wide Shawwal strike. But that was my, so because Pradeep mentioned about positional leadership, that was my, lack of maturity. I came from a family where being very pragmatic or practical was never valued. Being principled, being ethical, being standing for what you believe in was valued much more. And then my finishing years were in a school where in those days, so I don't know what the situation of the school is, because we Indians are masters in destroying value. So I would imagine that the school has also deteriorated, because we don't preserve value, we destroy value. So I'm 100% sure that the school would have deteriorated by now. But in those days, what I was taught at home was getting reinforced in the school. The school was not teaching me anything different from what I was taught at home. So that was positional leadership. And there's another concept which my HR lady here in this company keeps talking about, situational leadership. And I was not very comfortable with this idea then. I'm very comfortable with the idea now. I was not comfortable with the idea then. And I slapped the union leader. And then the HR stepped in. They were very smart boys and girls. We had a very senior HR manager. He somehow built a story. So he called up my mother and etc. and whatever. And he got certain background about me, about which even I was not very privy, because we never spoke about it at home. Yeah. But then this was the constituency of the Prime Minister, Vishwanath Pratap Singh. It was very casteist. It was dominated by Rajputs. And this HR manager, in those days, there was no HR. It used to be admin and IR, industrial relations and admin. HR concepts start flowing into corporates much later, much later. So he called up my mother and probably wanted to understand why I behaved like that, because for an IITian, this was not only unexpected, but unimaginable. And next day, the union leader came and he stood and he, pranam, and he touched my feet, and I was also taken aback, much as all other people were taken aback. And I was just 20 and a half. After my 10+2, my first attempt, I got selected at IIT Kanpur. Kanpur was the #1 IIT then. I was just fortunate. So today, I think it's IIT Mumbai or Delhi, which are #1. Kanpur is 5 or 4, or I don't know which, but that was #1. The All India topper, All India 1 used to come to IIT Kanpur. And IITians are, studious people. They don't do all this, all that I was doing. So I felt, pretty much vindicated. I was too immature to understand something has happened in the background. So I felt pretty vindicated that I did where my conviction was. I had the courage for my convictions. He was saying something which was insulting to the factory manager. I took the right steps, being the person in charge at that point of time. Production was also suffering. Environment was getting, polluted. And what I did was pretty much right. And now that he has come to apologize me and to humor me, I feel vindicated. What I did was right. The outcome is always better than the means. So again, an element of immaturity. And then I realized that my IR or admin officer, the manager admin, he had called up my home, and my mother probably told him कि ये इनके बाप भी ऐसे ही करते थे और उनके भी बाप ऐसे ही करते थे इनके थोड़ा सा ये खून में ये है ये which even I was not aware. I mean, it appears that my great grandfather was some sort of a Raja somewhere. So now if you will Google the name of Rao Rambaksh Singh and Raja Beni Madhav Singh, they were two people from that zone who were executed by the British as a part of the rebellion or the revolt of 1857. And my IR man called this union leader and said that he is in his right to do this. This is his background. And in India, as you know, the caste equations played, right? And the union leader felt that I was entitled to slap him. Anyway, then, after that job, I went back to do my MTech and I did my MBA. I quit that job in 6 months. I felt that my calling was somewhere else. And in that age, and this is to all the students who are listening to me, I can't see them. In that age, we are all very confused, and I was no different. I was more confused than you guys are. You guys are much smarter today. You have much better tools today. We had only one guidance, which was, what is our senior doing? And we used to do what our seniors were doing. So if the seniors were pursuing IIT or IAS or whatever, and so that is what used to make the rat race. Yeah, because you just see not what your peers or what you can, but what your seniors are doing. And I was also, in the same thing, that what my seniors are doing. So if you are smart, you become an engineer. If you're not that smart, you become a doctor. And if you don't get a very good job, you go into the civil service. Yeah. So that was like the rat race of those days. And my wife always felt that she perhaps will not get a very good job, and therefore she went to the civil service, and she's 91 batch IAS and now resigned this year. She resigned when she was a joint secretary level officer, which is not easy, but then that was not her calling. She just did something because if you would have watched Three Idiots, it's a typical case. You become something because you feel that this is what you should be doing and this is what your father wants you to be doing. And the outcome of that is that when you reach a place from where the journey is very smooth, you are already so disgusted with your decision that you quit. And she quit this year from the level of a joint secretary. So it's very important to understand where your calling is. It is very, very important to understand. And if you want to become a leader, if you want to make a difference, go to where your calling is. If you have heard the name of Arundhati Roy, her husband's friend Vijay Dhasmanna. Vijay Dhasmanna is the guy who has literally kept alive the lungs of Delhi. He did a PIL in the Supreme Court to ensure that the Aravali Biodiversity Park of Gurgaon is not demolished and a highway is not made through it. He's answering his calling, and that's what we should be doing. Anyways, at a very young age, I got the opportunity of becoming a chief executive. So I was less than 40 when I became the chief executive officer of a small company. And that's when I started learning how you have to lead. And that's when my HR head, who's called Shakambri, she told me that look at, if you are talking about leadership, bring a focus on situational leadership. She gave me a word, but then that is what, when I became the chief executive, I was doing. I was adapting myself to situations, trying to understand the present, trying to analyze my strengths, trying to predict the future, and trying to align our competencies, capabilities, and strengths to respond to the future challenges. I'm not too sure if I should resort to some text or something a little more cliched, but I think, when we resort to some text or something which is a little more cliched, then it's always easy for people to carry something home. So what's your takeaway from the talk? So it should not only be a blah, 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 blah from my side, right? So, I mean, if I have to confine myself to leadership, जैसे अभिनंद जी ने बोला कि महात्मा गांधी और नेल्सन मंडेला, तो ये this is a different level altogether. And I am not going to talk. What's the time? Oh God. I'll come to you. I'll come to you in another slot then, because I'm in a webinar. Okay. Okay, fine. I'm so sorry for this interruption. I just forgot that my head of HR, Pradeep's boss, he just walked in. Pradeep, do you want to stop the webinar? It was your boss.
No, I watch it continues.
Okay.
I'll convince my boss.
Okay. All right. So I didn't tell him that. I didn't tell him that you have pulled me out, huh? Okay. So where was I?
So you were talking of Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela.
Yes. तो जो अभिनंद जी ने बोला वो तो बहुत अलग लेवल की लीडरशिप है, और उस टाइप के लीडरशिप पे तो मैं बात ही नहीं कर सकता हूँ. I mean, अगर if you look at leadership, then you have many types of leaders, many types of leaders. For example, you have autocratic leaders, autocratic leaders who have some sort of a position with them, who have been thrown up by a certain situation, and they are ruling with a very tough hand, and whatever they are doing is very directional. It's very directional. I mean, they're ordering and other people are discharging. And then you have leaders who have a more democratic style. The style is much more participative, and the participation could be, in the form of building consensus, and the participation could also be in the form of, discussing the top level items and then delegating. So the participation can be of both forms. And then you have leaders who are very transactional. So normally we managers who are working in companies and who have some authority, and besides that, so they don't have complete authority. So corporates are not autocratic organizations. So they have some authority, and some they have to, acquire based upon their own skills and based upon the influence that they can wield in the team. So they become transactional leaders. So a lot of us, people in corporate, we are transactional leaders. And then you have you could say that you have the laissez-faire leaders, laissez-faire leaders, leaders who let you be, who just let you be. I had the chance of, I'm not a starstruck person, right? Once I was sitting next to Shah Rukh Khan in a flight, and I asked for a seat change. I mean, the guy was very irritating, very, very irritating. I am sure that 50% of you and of the people listening to me, and 100% of the girls in the audience may probably, shut down the video, but the guy is very irritating. He is ugly. His mannerism is pathetic. He has a very supercilious expression on his face. I was so irritated that I asked for a seat change, and his bodyguards were, before the flight took off, were trying to get in and get out, and I shouted on them that don't disturb my peace, just get out of here. So I'm not starstruck. In fact, I told the captain of the flight that if the flight is delayed because of all this, I will deplane. And deplaning means that you will get late by at least half an hour because you'll have to offload my bag also. And the captain was scared that if I deplane, the entire flight would get delayed. And I said, stop this nonsense. And I changed my seat. But on a similar occasion, somebody was sitting next to me. And there's no word in the English language, and therefore I have to use a Hindi word. Bhavya Vyaktitva tha. Bhavya. And I do not know how to say this in English. So I never talk. I'm all the time reading in a flight. That's my time to catch up on reading. And Pradeep, you are the timekeeper. So please tell me if I'm overshooting my time. Because I don't
even
have
if you're overshooting, we are privileged.
Okay.
No one is going to keep this time today. Please continue.
So I was so intrigued by the presence of this person that I never talked to anybody, including a very pretty girl. I asked him, I said, "Aap kaun hai?" So he said, "Main Thakur Rajendra Singh." तो मैंने कहा, कौन राजेंद्र सिंह? मैंने कहा, आप रज्जू भैया हैं? तो बोले, जी मैं रज्जू भैया हूं। तो मैंने आज भी जब मैं कह रहा हूं इसको तो मुझे थोड़े गूज बम्स हो रहे हैं। I am getting a little bit of goosebumps, and my eyes are a little moist. I felt so honored and privileged. So फिर थोड़ी देर में उन्होंने अपना एक इंजेक्शन निकाला इंसुलिन का और फ्लाइट में इंजेक्शन लगा लिया। तो मैंने कहा, आपको ये लेना पड़ता है? तो उन्होंने कुछ बोला जो मुझे समझ में नहीं आया। कुछ उन्होंने इस तरह का बोला कि अब शनई शनई शरीर कुछ something. So I went home and asked my mother that what's the meaning of shanai shanai. So probably it means slowly and gradually.
धीरे धीरे.
Slowly and gradually.
शनई शनई मतलब धीरे धीरे.
धीरे धीरे. Slowly and gradually. And so I asked him, I said, अटल जी क्या अच्छे नेता हैं? He said that laissez-faire leader हैं। तो अच्छा काम करना चाहते हैं, बहुत अच्छी सोच है, आपको काम करने देंगे, कोई इंटरफेरेंस नहीं आएगा और अच्छे लोग लेकर आएंगे, एक ठीक टीम बना देंगे, उनको डेलीगेट कर देंगे और वो टीम परफॉर्म करेगी। Something that Modi is not able to do. His team is pathetic. His team is pathetic. And therefore, and Narendra Modi is a very hardworking guy. और अटल जी कभी काम ही नहीं करते थे। but he was laissez-faire. He will let you work. He was non-directional. He was extremely delegative, extremely delegative. And therefore, sometimes you see that a CEO who is not micromanaging, is better for the company than a guy who's very intelligent and is micromanaging and is not allowing you freedom to work and commit mistakes. A delegative leader has to allow you to work and at the same time commit mistakes and gulp that indiscretion of judgment as his own. If he steps up and says that you committed a mistake, next time you'll be scared of committing the mistake. And like a bureaucrat, an IAS friend of my father used to say, दो हाथ हैं, दोनों से कुर्सी पकड़े हूं, तीसरा हो तो काम कर लूंगा. So you have to delegate, and when you delegate, people will commit mistakes because sometimes they are punching higher than the weight category because they have freedom. So when you give a person freedom, they will always punch higher than the weight category. And if you are punching higher than the weight category, you will commit some mistake. And as the leader, you have to gulp that mistake as your own mistake. And I think I follow that style of leadership. And then, you have the paternalistic leader. Who was, he goes a lot, on how should I say? He is a father figure and he positions himself as a father figure. And the authority that he gets by becoming that father figure, he uses that authority to drive the idea or the change that he envisages for the organization. So the founder of my school was the paternalistic leader. And normally, such leaders, and look, I would like to tell all the students who are listening to me that I'm not talking from any set or structured, course content or book or module. And therefore, I'm talking more from my experiences. And I think that's what you people should care about. In Indian context, a paternalistic leader succeeds because that's the way we are wired. That's the way the Indians are wired. He succeeds because of a certain element for which, again, I don't have an English word, and therefore I will use this word, that's tyag. Which means that you're not self-serving. You don't have any ulterior motive. And that is why, despite the economy flopping, and that is why, despite the pandemic, and that is why, despite all negative international media, Modi is still powerful. Because people know that he doesn't know, but he has no ulterior motive. He wants to be good for the country, doesn't know how to be, but he wants to be good for the country. He has no family. He is not stealing. He is not stealing from the people. He has an element of tyag in him. He has been a pracharak. He has those values. And he goes into an election rally or campaign and he turns around the mood of the electorate. So in India, this works. The day people know that he's got 2 girlfriends whom he's giving expensive gifts, the same man will fail. This man with 2 girlfriends and expensive gifts will not fail in the US. They will take as a matter of fact that that's his personal life. Let's get into it. Let's get more juice and spice from it. Let's enjoy that. But they will not throw him out for this. Bill Clinton was impeached not for Monica Lewinsky. He was impeached for perjury. For them, that's a bigger crime. That you lied on oath. That's a bigger crime. So that's, very, very paternalistic. And then, of course, you have transformational leaders. Leaders who can effect a transformation. Leaders like Narayan Murthy. Leaders like the person who started the Konkan Railways, or the person who started the Delhi Metro. These are transformational leaders. Sridharan of the Indian Railway Service. These are transformational leaders. In the sense that they just create an altogether new work ethic. Once, when at the Delhi Metro work, I stopped my car and I asked the people where the Delhi Metro work was going, and the whole of Delhi was actually dug up. And they were doing something with water in a pipe. And I just went out of my car and I asked them that, "Ye kya kar rahe ho?" बोले, "सर वो बाहर से ट्रक आता है ना, अंदर से ट्रक आता है ना, जहाँ काम हो रहा है, तो ये सड़क गंदी होती है, तो हमें हुक्म है ऊपर से कि टायर धोए जाएंगे ताकि सड़क गंदी ना हो." This can be done in only Sridharan's time. Only in Sridharan's time, and never again. And I asked one of the additional director generals of railway, who was almost at the level of, being the member of the board of railways, but then he quit to set up his own pharma company. And I came into his contact because he set up his own pharma company and he wanted my help. And I asked him that, "How was Sridharan?" He said, "Sir, ये जो आप बोलते हो ना, ये कोई और कर नहीं सकता, ये जो टायर वायर धुलवाते हैं, क्योंकि इसके लिए पैसे देने पड़ते हैं एक्स्ट्रा। जब तक श्रीधरन साहब थे तो कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकता था उनकी इंटेग्रिटी को। अब अगर कोई भी अप्रूव करेगा इस तरह का बिल, तो ये होगा कि देयर इज एन इंटेग्रिटी इशू, जरूर कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है। लेकिन जब श्रीधरन साहब थे तो कोई ये सोच भी नहीं सकता था कि गड़बड़ होगा। एंड एवरीथिंग वाज हैपनिंग एंड लॉट ऑफ एक्सेस मनी वाज बीइंग गिवन and lot of incentive was given to complete projects on time and ahead of time. So these are transformational leaders. These are transformational leaders. और जो अभिनंदन जी बात कर रहे थे, वो तो लास्ट लेवल ऑफ लीडरशिप है, वो तो एक इंस्पिरेशनल लीडरशिप है। That, the brute force of your personality, like Mahatma Gandhi. So there, for these people, it is not them. They are also very small. They are not big people. They are very small people. It's their idea which is huge and powerful. So such inspirational leaders always have a great overarching idea or philosophy. And they live it every day. And when they live it every day, everybody just falls in line. Everybody just, including my father. My father tell me that जब महात्मा गांधी निकलते थे तो बस यही होता था कि 1 किलोमीटर इनके उसमें जो भीड़ चल रही है उसमें 1 किलोमीटर मतलब दौड़ना पड़ता था। बोलते उतने तेज चलते थे, दौड़ना पड़ता था। तो ये इंस्पिरेशनल लीडर्स हैं। और जो इंस्पिरेशनल लीडर्स हैं, because when we are in corporates, then in corporates leadership is very different. So there is a participative leadership where you participate with your team and you try and get the best decision out and you appreciate and you consider and you try and encourage people. There's another type of leadership in corporates where we say that we are selling. So we sell an idea. We sell an idea, we encourage people to adapt, we encourage people to adopt, we try and coach people, we try and mentor, we try and bring a lot of energy into the meetings. So we are selling ourselves and we are selling our idea. There's another leadership, which is very delegative, And there's a lowest category of leadership, which is just about telling people what to do, what they should be doing and how they should be doing. But in this inspirational leadership, it is not about that at all. It is about the grand philosophy, the grand idea, and living it yourself every day. And this leadership is not participative at all. You don't ask people. You don't build consensus. Leadership is about building consensus. But such people, Gandhiji's style was struggle, truce, struggle. वो हिलाते थे, फिर थोड़ा दिन शांत हो जाते थे. That was a truce period. And then the struggle would start again. And he would never ask. Everybody was against his taking back Quit India, because people felt that Quit India is working. Everybody wanted that Quit India should go forward. And he just decided to pull back a nationwide movement. So this is a style of leadership which it is like, giving a small boy a huge tank and he will just set out and destroy everything. So you have to be at a certain level, and this is a leadership that we should not even aspire for, because this is a complete different ballgame, a very, very different ballgame. If you would ask me that how we should today, as Abhinanji mentioned, that this topic becomes very, very contextual. This topic becomes very contextual because of the pandemic. So the idea of situational leadership in today's context becomes extremely critical, becomes very, very critical. If you look at in the corporate world, when you talk of leadership, then you think of Steve Jobs and you think of Jeff Bezos. Unfortunately, we don't have too many people in India whom we can really look up to. We have Narayan Murthy and we have Azim Premji and we have Ratan Tata, and all these people are certainly there. But then these leaders, this type of leadership is about the why, what, and how. The why, what, and how. So for example, if I were to explain what's this why, what, and how, this is the type of leadership that is valid for us. This is the type of leadership that we should follow. For example, the why is we need to save lives. We are in a pandemic situation. We need to save lives. People cannot die. So that's the why. That's the why. Then is the what. The what is, what are the curative measures? So the curative measures are Favipiravir, Remdesivir, some of the MABs which are there on the market, hydroxychloroquine. The preventive measures are the vaccine. So that's the what. That's the answer to the what. And then is the how. And that's where the team comes in. And that's where the execution comes in. So if we were to just have this why, what, and how, I think this is a very, very, simple mnemonic, you can say. There's a very, very simple code that will always, help you to give structure to your business and organization. For example, why? So Jeff Bezos would say, why? I want people to read books. I want access to books becoming simple. I want to create a Barnes and Noble, which is the largest, bookstore, which used to have once upon a time 80% market share in the US. I want Barnes and Noble to be online. So the why is the access. The what is the book and the Barnes and Noble. The how is, I'm an expert on internet. I understand internet. So that's the how. And then you rig up a team to execute. So this is mostly, if you look at these modern corporate leaders, they are on this why, what, and how template. And you can always get good results if you follow this very, very simple simple philosophy. But at the same time, to get results, if you want to get results, you cannot do things alone. If you want to get results, then you have to work with people. If you want to make an impact, which is a one-to-many impact, if you want to make a one-to-one impact, it's different. But if you want to make an impact that's a one-to-many impact, for example, today I'm in a one-to-many sort of a program that I'm trying to make an impact, which is a 1-2. So I'm one person and there are 200 people on the other side. So if you want to make a one-to-many impact, then you have to work with people. And if you are working with people, then comes, I think what Pradeep or Abhinanji, one of them said, the factor of empathy, emotional intelligence. A leader should have empathy. A leader should have emotional intelligence. A leader should have the magnanimity to credit others. A leader should have the courage to gulp the blame. So if something goes wrong, then you have to gulp the blame. A leader has to be calm and poised. A leader has to set high standards for himself. A leader has to set high standards for himself. I mean, you have to say that I would be the world's largest. A leader has to be optimistic. And a leader has to be trustworthy. I'm saying trustworthy as the last because I want to talk about this, and this is the most important. This is the most important. A leader has to have a very strong resolve. The facts could be completely against you, but then you have to be very stoic in your resolve. And here I would refer to the Stockdale paradox. I do not know how many people have heard about the Stockdale paradox. He was an American Army officer in the Vietnam War, imprisoned for about 7-8 years, and he lived to see freedom. And people asked him, how did you do that? Because so many of his colleagues, they died in prison. They died as prisoners of war, but he lived. So he says that, look, a lot of my colleagues who died were very optimistic. So they would tell themselves that this Christmas we are going to be out. And then Christmas would come and they would still be in prison. And then they would say that this Easter we will be home. And Easter would come and they will still not be home. He said that optimism died. So optimism has to be intertwined with sensitivity to the brutal reality. The brutal reality is that you are in prison and you are a prisoner of war. And you are a prisoner of war of very, very torturous enemy. So that's a brutal reality. So as a leader, you have to know the brutal reality. The brutal reality of my business is that I don't have capacity in my factory. My factory is running at almost 90% capacity. That's the brutal reality. The optimism is that this year I have taken a 33% growth. We will figure out. We will figure out how we get there. We'll find out ways and means. We'll enter the forest. We'll try and clear the path. And we'll see if we can get there. So the brutal reality and the optimism have to be intertwined. One cannot stay without the other. And then you have to have a team. So a good leader should always build a solid team. And to build a solid team, you need to know the strengths of your people. Everybody will not have all strengths. You need to know the strengths of the people so that you know who to use where. Who to use where. and the type of business that we are doing, autocratic leadership will fail. In India, we anyways have never had, so we are very different from the West. But since we were ruled by the West, we have always started relegating our own history, philosophy, ethos lower to what we have in the West. I mean, if you would read Chanakya, he said, and please listen to me carefully. He said, Sahaya sadhyam rajyatvam chakram ekam na vartate. The king and the council are the two wheels of a cart, and the cart cannot run on one. In the West, you had the concept of divine right of the monarchy, divine right of the king. In India, there was no divine right of the king. Chanakya said, the king and the council are the two wheels of a cart, and the cart cannot run on one wheel. So you have to take your idea to the council of ministers and get their approval. And that is why they were called amatyas. Amatya. They were called amatyas. And last point that I mentioned was that the leader should be very, very trustworthy. And I do not know, Pradeep, is there a way that I can share my screen?
Yeah, you can share.
I want to play a video.
Yeah, you can share your screen, sir.
But how do I play the video?
You share your screen, then you can play a video.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did somebody from my team call you for this?
No.
Okay.
Just can I talk with the Anjana?
Just a moment. Let me first get the video. Where is the video? I want to, just show what trustworthy is, and I am not getting the video as usual. Anjana, if you are on the conference, can you please come?
I'm just calling her.
Okay. Yeah, I got it, and I'm playing it.
But sir, before that, you have to share your screen.
Share screen is there. You
At
get
the
an option below.
You will find green button. Share screen. Click on that.
Okay, so I am going to share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, share screen. And how do you listen? How do you get the voice?
We'll get it, sir.
Okay.
Automatically it will come, sir.
You'll get it. You play in your laptop and we'll get it.
Okay, so let me just give you the context. Now, this is a movie which is called Scent of a Woman. Al Pacino is playing the lead character in this movie. And he has taken under his tutelage, because, and in war, he has been blinded. He has been blinded in an operation. So he's a blind retired colonel of the army. And he has taken under his wings somebody to help him. That's a young boy who studies in a college. Now, this young boy has been a part of a group which has done some vandalism on the college. So they have destroyed some property, and all the students should be listening to me here. So they've gone on a rampage against the management, and they've destroyed some property. And this boy was not participating, but was a part of that group. And he has been asked to testify against the others, and he refuses to do that. And I want to play this. So I just wanted to give you a background for those who have not seen the movie, but this is one of the most powerful things that I have seen ever as far as not betraying or belying trust is concerned, and a leader has to be trustworthy.
That you be expelled, Mr. Sims. You are a cover-up artist and you are a liar. But not a snitch.
So are you people able to listen?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yes. Yeah.
Excuse me?
No, I don't think I will.
Mr. Slade,
This is such a crock of shit.
please watch your language, Mr. Slade. You are in the Baird School, not a barracks. Mr. Sims, I will give you one final opportunity to speak on.
Mr. Sims doesn't want it. He doesn't need to be labeled still worthy of being a Baird man. What the hell is that? What is your motto here? Boys, inform on your classmates, save your hide. Anything short of that, we're gonna burn you at the stake. Well, gentlemen, when the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay. Here's Charlie facing the fire, and there's George hiding in Big Daddy's pocket. And what are you doing? You're gonna reward George and destroy Charlie.
Are you finished, Mr. Slade?
No, I'm just getting warmed up. I don't know who went to this place. William Howard Taft, William Jennings Bryan, William Tell, whoever. Their spirit is dead, if they ever had one. It's gone. You're building a rat ship here. A vessel for seagoing snitches. And if you think you're preparing these minnows for manhood, you better think again. Because I say you are killing the very spirit this institution proclaims it instills. What a sham. What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today? I mean, the only class in this act is sitting next to me, and I'm here to tell you, this boy's soul is intact. It's non-negotiable. You know how I know? Someone here, and I'm not gonna say who, offered to buy it. Only Charlie here wasn't selling.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask. I'd show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too fucking blind. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. Out of order. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I've been around, you know. There was a time I could see, and I have seen boys like these, younger than these, their arms torn out, their legs ripped off. But there is nothing like the sight of an amputated spirit. There is no prosthetic for that. You think you're merely sending this splendid foot soldier back home to Argonne with his tail between his legs, but I say you are executing his soul. And why? Because he's not a bad man. Bad men. You hurt this boy, you're gonna be bad bums, the lot of you. And Harry, Jimmy, Trent, wherever you are out there, fuck you too.
Stand down, Mr. Slade.
I'm not finished. As I came in here, I heard those words, cradle of leadership. Well, when the bow breaks, the cradle will fall, and it has fallen here. It has fallen. Makers of men, creators of leaders, be careful what kind of leaders you're producing here. I don't know if Charlie's silence here today is right or wrong. I'm not a judge or jury, but I can tell you this. He won't sell anybody out to buy his future. And that, my friends, is called integrity. That's called courage. Now that's the stuff leaders should be made of.
Am I audible? Okay. So again, just to tell you that this boy refused to tell the names of the students, and the students should not get wrong ideas, huh? He refused to tell the name of the students who did the vandalism in the college. Now, from the perspective of the college, that was wrong, and they wanted to know because he was the only one who was not participating, and they wanted to know, and he refused to tell. And therefore, this clip starts from the fact that I am not a snitch, which means that I'm not going to tell on my classmates behind their back. And on the opposite side is a person, or is the boy who did all that sitting, and he's the son of the management, the manager of the school. His father is on the board of the school. So on the opposite side, it's that boy. And the school management tells him that if you will tell us who did this, we will ensure your scholarship to Harvard. And therefore, he is saying that there's no prosthetic for the spirit and soul. अगर आपका पैर टूट जाता है, you have a prosthetic. आपका हाथ टूट जाता है, you have a prosthetic. But there is no prosthetic for the spirit and soul. And this is the cradle of leadership, if you can teach this. Bad for the college, undoubtedly, but good for creating leaders. If you are a cradle of leadership, these are the values that have to be inculcated, which in the time that I was in my school, they were trying to work on. My younger son was about 13 or 14. And since he was in North India, from the same land as probably Sumit Chaudhary is. Sumit ji kahan se? Haryana se hain? Ya Bengal se hain?
I'm from UP.
From UP.
Right.
वो belt एक ही है. So my, younger son is heavily into 13 age से bodybuilding, this, that, national level करना है, etc., etc. तो ये जो Western UP हरियाणवी लोग होते हैं, they are very well built, लेकिन सब vegetarians हैं.
Yeah.
They are usually not non-vegetarians, so they are mostly vegetarians, but very solid guys. तभी आप देखेंगे जो हमारे national sport है कबड्डी, जो हमारे स्कूल में भी खिलवाया जाता था, उसमें ये सब हर तरफ से यही है. So there was a party, and in that party the girls got drunk, and they got into fights with the restaurant, this, that, etc., etc. And my son does not drink. And he was the only one who, dragged them to the cars and dropped them home. And the school wanted that he should tell the names as to who got drunk, and he was the one who paid. And he did not tell the names, and he was suspended from school. And then I showed him this clip. He just refused to. We were called to school. Both my wife and I, we went to the school. And the school told us what had happened, and the school knew that he was the only one who was not drunk, and he was the one to take everyone to the cars and to drop them home, and he was the one to clear the bill. And they said that he's not telling us the names. Who started this? Who's responsible? And he just refused. We asked him. He refused. He says, I'm not going to tell behind the back against my friends. And in this situation also, the school was heritage. The founders of the school are the Jains. Their daughter was involved. Very similar situation. Heritage, Gurgaon, the founders or the managers of the school are the Jain family. The daughter of the management was involved, and he just refused to speak about it. So he got suspended. But then, even today, so it's not about, here I'm not talking about, structure, discipline, all that. Here I'm talking about leadership. Till date, all that batch, one batch above and one batch below, they will rally on a single phone call that he makes, because he was able to establish his credibility. So there are several ways of establishing credibility. One is by doing the right thing. Two, by being perceived as doing the right thing. You may be doing the right thing, but that's not how people perceive you. So you have to be perceived as doing the right thing. And third is that you have to communicate it properly. And communication is very contextual and situational. Communication is very contextual and situational. And I will just take 5 more minutes to show you another clip, and then I will call it off and say thank you to all. Okay, I'm so technologically challenged, but nevertheless, I will try. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes, sir.
क्या हो गया भाई? शुरू क्यों करना? अब
अपना भाषण भूल गए क्या?
नहीं भैया, मैं कुछ भूला नहीं हूं, लेकिन मैं भाषण नहीं दे सकता। भाषण तो बहुत होते रहते हैं, देश के नेता और लीडर तो बोलते ही रहते हैं, कान पक गए सुनते सुनते। कभी कभी तो सोचता हूं कि इनके मुंह से शब्दों की जगह अगर गेहूं और चावल निकलता तो कितना अनाज होता। कभी कोई भूखा नहीं रहता। अरे राम भाऊ, कैसा हो? तुम भी आएगा कहाँ? अच्छा, और सब कुशल मंगल तो है ना? तो हम सब इन लोगों से कहते रहे कि ये भाषण में ससुर का रखा है, भाषण में कुछ रखा उखा नहीं है। हाँ, नहीं भैया, मैं भाषण नहीं दे सकता हूं, इसलिए कि ना तो मैं लीडर हूं ना नेता हूं।
तो फिर तुम कौन हो?
मैं वही हूं जो तुम हो, या तुम हो, या फिर तुम हो एक आम इंसान। हम आम इंसान, मामूली इंसान कहलाते, मगर बेचने वाला इंसान मामूली नहीं है भाई, ये छोटा नहीं है। मगर ये दुनिया बड़ी निराली है भैया।
So I am not going to share the whole thing, but this is situational leadership. He came with a speech which was pre-written for him. Some experts wrote it for him, right? And he saw the audience and he decided to change that. He judged the situation. This is called reading the room. So he read the room, and this man, an illiterate guy, but he had the ability to connect. So as a leader, you need an ability to connect. So you have to believe, you have to do, you have to display. So whatever you believe in, if you're very truthful, you have to display and establish that you are truthful. You have to be perceived as being truthful, not just be truthful, but be perceived as being truthful. You have to connect, you have to communicate, and you have to cascade. And by cascading, I mean that you have to take it to the last man standing. And for us in my business, this is extremely, extremely important. Because if we want to succeed in GMP, we have to cascade down the principles to the last man standing. With this, I rest my case. Thank you very much to all of you.
Sir, I wish to clap. And you said that it is unstructured, but I found it very structured because you brought in live case studies also. And especially you cited names of leaders and with the kind of leadership they had exhibited. So that like right from Atal Bihari Vajpayee to Modi, you have given classification of leadership styles also. So I see that a true leader is here in front of us. Kerala really has brought so many leaders before us. And I think this is a privilege for our students also. I was just mesmerized. We cannot, lift our eyes, though there was a lot of disturbance going around. There were some visitors who had come and I just waved their hand, that I'm still busy. I couldn't, miss any moment, out of that. Thank you so much, sir.
I took that as a signal to conclude. So I.
No, sir. I'm so sorry. I didn't even get time to,
There are some good comments for you also in our chat panel.
Yes, sir.
to go through it. And, rightly you ended up the note with one more leader from Allahabad only, video from there. So you started with Atal Bihari Vajpayee again from Allahabad and ended with again somebody from Allahabad.
Sir, our students have reflected. Shipra Pandey has written, this was something very natural and inspiring session. Sir, we don't have to say, our students also have absorbed that and they are reflecting that. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience to make us learn and understand what life is. Actually, what is written in books, sometimes we have to go beyond that. And that is what we see, that we are facilitated with these kind of webinars. So over to Abhinand, sir, first for his reflections, and Pradeep, sir, later.
What I will say that some things comes in life with experience and wisdom. Whatever you read in the books, it doesn't perspire in your characteristic or leadership thing, but it naturally comes with the wisdom. And that has truly come out with the speech of VK Singh ji. That's what I call the wisdom. You don't get the wisdom thoroughly without any experience. And that has been perspired. And that's what we like our students to get the crux of it. In 1.5 hours or 1 hour, they should get the crux of it. They must learn so that in the life, when they are passing through a phase at 24 years of age, they are much more mature. Thank you.
Sir, I'll say here, some people read the book and some people write the book. So this was the occasion. I think everything is getting recorded in Facebook Live. So this session definitely I'll use in my manager's training and in my MDPs, manager development programs. So this I'm going to use it because I know sir may not have time in the many occasions where he is physically available or online available to take sessions on the situation leadership or the leadership. मैंने बहुत सर 21 साल के उम्र में कैरियर में बहुत कुछ अटेंड किया लाइफ में, BCG, मैकेंजी, मर्क्यूरी, बहुत सारे हैं, लेकिन ऐसा सेशन मैंने आज तक अटेंड नहीं किया कभी। अरे बुक्स क्या है सर, किसी ने तो लिखी है वो बुक्स, किसी इंसान ने बुक्स लिखी है वो। तो कुछ लोग बुक्स पढ़ते हैं, कुछ लोग बुक्स लिखते हैं सर, ये सब बाद में सब बुक्स ही बन जाती है, उनका हिस्सा बन जाता है। तो आई डोंट बिलीव कि कोई बुक हमें कुछ सिखा सकती, जो नेचुरल या जो स्वाभाविक जो जीवन के हमारे संस्मरण है, जो हमारे खुद की लाइफ हिस्ट्रीज हैं, उससे बड़ा कुछ लर्निंग किसी के लिए हो नहीं सकता। जिसने कुछ जिया है वो या जिसने खुद पढ़ा है, तो बहुत बड़ा उसमें डिफरेंस रहता है। सो आई थिंक मेरी लाइफ का सबसे मैं बोलूँगा सबसे बढ़िया सेशन मैंने आज तक अटेंड किया जो लीडरशिप के ऊपर। अदरवाइज सो कॉल्ड मैंने बहुत बड़े बड़े कंसल्टेंट, बहुत बड़े ट्रेनर्स, जिनको लोग लाखों रुपए खर्च करके जिनको सुनने जाते हैं, उनको मैंने सुना, बट ऐसा मैंने कभी सुना नहीं। मतलब आई थिंक एक भी सेकंड के लिए मैंने पलक झपकाई नहीं है। तो हालांकि मेरा ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम चल रहा है, मैं इस समय 2 ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम एक साथ कर रहा हूँ, सो वो है, लेकिन ऐसा मौका मैं छोड़ना नहीं चाहता था। मतलब इससे अच्छा मौका हो नहीं सकता था मेरे लिए। ये होप ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, रिकॉर्डिंग तो मैं यूज करूंगा ही, और सर समन्स नहीं, इन्विटेशंस भेजूंगा। आपको कुछ मैनेजर्स ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में सर आपका सेशन हम चाहते हैं कि हो, MDPs में, अगर समय आपके पास रहा, नहीं तो फिर हम क्लिपिंग यूज करेंगे।
थैंक यू।
बट आज ये हमारे जीवन के कुछ बोलूंगा कि अद्भुत उसमें से एक ये हम गिन सकते हैं उसको। ये जो पैसा दे के किसी कंसल्टेंट को हायर करके किसी को बुला के वो नहीं मिल सकता जो आज हमको मिला है। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू प्रदीप सर एंड अभिनंदन सर। एक्चुअली मुझे सबसे अच्छा लगा कि ये इतना पावर पैक वेबिनार था कि मतलब जो आपने स्टार्टिंग से बताया 20 साल की उम्र से जो वो लीडर जो है, यूनियन लीडर आके आपको पैर पड़ता है, इट्स अ स्टोरी ऑफ अ ट्रू ब्लू ब्लड, जो कि आपने अपना इनहेरिटेंस बताया। सो आई सी दैट आई कैन कनेक्ट, ट्रू ब्लू ब्लड जो होते हैं, तो वो उनके साथ में तो ऐसा होता है जो लीडरशिप, बॉन्ड लीडरशिप वाला है, कन्फर्ड अपॉन यू इन योर जीन्स। सो नाउ सर, आई क्विकली इन्वाइट वन ऑफ आवर स्टूडेंट्स टू प्रपोज वोट ऑफ थैंक्स फॉर दिस वंडरफुल सेशन, sir. We have Neha Goswami, again from MSc Microbiology Semester 1. I request Sumit, sir.
Yeah, Neha, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to one and all. I'm Neha Goswami. Deem it to great honor and privilege to purpose the vote of thanks on this leadership webinar behalf of the Indrashil University. First and foremost, I thank our special guest speaker, Mr. VK Singh, for attending and sharing a wonderful knowledge and encouraging a generation like us. This webinar is webinar in his busy schedule. We learn a lot, sir, from your personal experience. Is that learning is a wealth. Leaders characteristic. Why, what, and how. It's your formulation, team management. So how the team manage responsibility, strength, and last but not the least is trust is very important in team management. I would like to thank whole team member of Indrashil University attendants who make a webinar successful. I would like to thank Indrashil University to organizing such a wonderful webinar which encouraging student for future life. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We look forward to have you in presence when the college starts, because then it will be more face to face.
एक चीज और मैं लास्ट में बोलूंगा कि लीडरशिप को अगर सीखना है, जैसा लोग बोलते हैं कि जो आप जिनको आप लीडर मानते हो उनको सिर्फ फॉलो करना है, महाजना येन गता स पंथा, तो सिर्फ पीछे पीछे जाने की जरूरत है और हम लकी हैं कि इतने अच्छे लीडर्स हमारे बीच में अवेलेबल है. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस.
सर प्रदीप सर, आपको हमें भी क्रेडिट देना पड़ेगा. लाइव रिकॉर्डिंग अल्टीमेटली आपको हमसे ही लेनी पड़ेंगी. सो क्रेडिट पार्टली गोज टू इंद्रशील आल्सो एंड टू अभिनंदन सर एंड फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट इज अवर मोदी सर, क्योंकि उनका ही ये विजन था कि ऐसा कुछ होना चाहिए था.
Dr. Modi's bigger vision. He is the true leader in shaping the new leaders of the college.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So thank you everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.